All right, so this is Tayo from Crawford, and I am here today. You're wondering what I'm holding in my hand right now. You see, what I have here right now um, is pure gold. If you own a swimming pool, and this particular chemical, this is not chlorine. This is not pH plus. It's not pH minor. No, 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 no. This I will tell you what it is first by explaining this way. If you walk around in Lagos, especially if you're a light-skinned person, if you walk around in Lagos on a busy afternoon without a sunscreen, or there is no SPF something in your moisturizer, the first thing you will notice is that when you open your hand up like this, I don't know if you can see it, but you will see the difference between um, the upper end where clothes cover and the other end where it is exposed. You have been sunburned. That is what happens. So, but if you use a cream that has SPF, meaning sunscreen, your skin will not be sunburned. Same thing with chlorine. And one of the reasons why we don't add chlorine to water during the daytime, in the afternoon when the sun is up, we usually wait till late in the evening when the sun has totally gone out, and then we add chlorine to water. The reason is this: once chlorine gets into your swimming pool, it is ionized. Yeah, those ions are broken up immediately they get into the water. Now, the chlorine ions are taken up by the sun rays. Ultraviolet rays they kill the chlorine content in your pool. In a matter of 2 to 3 hours, the amount of chlorine concentration you have in your pool is going to drop, especially for swimming pools in Nigeria. I'm talking about outdoor pools, pools that are exposed to sunlight. Indoor pools, you might not get a lot of this. You're already covered. So, but the first thing you do. So, what is this? What is the sunscreen for chlorine? So that is what I'm holding in my hand right here. It is called cyanuric acid, CYA. They call it stabilizer. They call it different things in different clients. If you ask anybody that treats a swimming pool and they don't know about CYA or cyanuric acid, just know that the knowledge is a little limited, because you can do without it and spend thousands of naira buying chlorine from many shops. But I would also explain this way: most people are not wrong, actually. Yeah, I would explain. Now, if you buy Astral Chlorine contains cyanuric acid, just minute amount. For every, say, 200 grams, 1 cup, for every 200 grams that you pour into your water, you have 2 grams of cyanuric acid inside. 2 grams is very little. I'm talking about 10% of every cup. Every gram you put into your water, 10% of it, just a minute amount, contains CYA. That is why Astral Chlorine is actually trichloroisocyanuric acid. Trichlorocyanuric acid. So it contains that cyanuric acid in it. That's why people say, in technical terms, you see it even on the bucket, but you don't know, is that Astral Chlorine is stabilized. They call it stabilized. So for most people that use HTH chlorine is not stabilized, but it works well. Why? Because you don't have a part of it. So if you are putting 100 grams of chlorine into the water, 10 grams of it is CYA. So you are not really getting 100 grams of chlorine into that water. But in HTH, if you pour 100 grams of HTH, you're actually getting 100 grams of chlorine into that water. So you see, that is the reason, that's the technicality in it. So, but you want to control these two chemicals separately. Immediately you add CYA to water at the beginning of the swimming seasons, or when you fill new water. Once you have added CYA, you don't have to always add CYA, because excess CYA is not good for your pool. because what it does is that it bonds with the chlorine and makes the chlorine stay a little longer in your pool. But once the CYA molecules are, the cyanuric acid molecules are a lot more, they will hold all the entire chlorine in and your chlorine will not be active. So you need to put it in the right quantity. So for many of the pools that we treat, we help them, we calculate how much CYA you need to add to your water, because depends on the volume of the water. So we calculate the amount of CYA you need to add to the water, and then from there, you don't need to add additional. You don't have to add more till the end of the swimming season when you need to drain the pool. So your CYA level actually helps you to know whether you should drain a swimming pool or not. Because if the CYA level is too high, the only way you can reduce it is to flush out some of the water and add new water to it. And then you treat the water all over again. So the whole idea is this: CYA is a stabilizer for chlorine. Helps you spend less on chlorine. Why? Because the chlorine level in your pool will remain optimal for a longer period of time. All right, guys, so see you next time.